Hey guys, Orly here, founder of LifeVestInside, and I want to thank each and every one of you for deciding to kick off your week with me on the weekly Kindness Kickoff with Orly, coming at you at the beginning of every week where I do a reading from my book, Kindness Boomerang, How to Save the World and Yourself through 365 Daily Acts. And then I give you, myself, and all of us out there an exciting kindness challenge based on the reading. For those of you that may not have a copy of the Kindness Boomerang book and you want to get your hands on one, you could check it out on our website at LifeVestInside.com. All the proceeds from the book go directly to the organization to help us continue inspiring people throughout the world. In addition, you can also check it out on one of the online retailers, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, IndieBound, Target, iTunes. And stay tuned for the new audio recording of the book that I just finished about a week and a half ago. Over the past month, we've been working on some exciting, inspirational digital collaborations, and so many people have joined on board. Just from last week when I announced the two next collaborations, we had over 200 people from around the world that are taking part. There still is an opportunity to take part in one of these collaborations, but we have many, many more coming your way, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And don't forget, you can also subscribe to our Daily Kind email. It goes out once a day, Monday through Friday, with an act, a positive affirmation, inspirational quote, and a kindness media, showing you positive things that are going on around the world. All right, let's get into the act for this week. And it's coming to us from May 5th. And the act goes as follows. Be strong, be brave, and forgive. We all make mistakes. Recognizing our own flaws allows us to let go of anger and resentment. And the quote by Bernard Meltzer, when you forgive, you in no way change the past, but you sure do change the future. And the reflection, it's one thing to advise another not to harp on their mistakes and let go of the belief that those mistakes define who they are and what they will become. It's an entirely different exercise to heed those words of wisdom ourselves. Cast off the harsh criticism you so readily place on yourself and see the steps you've taken, the ways in which you've grown, the obstacles you've overcome, and the accomplishments you've achieved. Our decisions and choices do bring with them certain repercussions and consequences, but allowing those decisions to dictate the rest of your life story is most dangerous. You are given a pen and pad each day. How you choose to write your story is entirely up to you. You can see it as a continuous novel where your character is given a definite role that can't be altered, or see each day as its own separate chapter, building toward a triumphant finish. So when first looking at this act, you might think when reading Be Strong, Be Brave, and Forgive, when we hear the word forgive, generally, we associate it with forgiveness of others, forgiving others for something wrong that they did. Very rarely do we actually turn it and think about it on ourselves. But the act this week is focused on forgiveness for ourselves. Because the truth of the matter is, we are all our biggest critic. We are constantly looking at the things that we're doing wrong, which in a sense, part of it is a good thing. It's important to reevaluate and to look inward and to introspect and to want to grow from there. However, at the same time, we also have to be a little bit forgiving with ourselves, not always be so critical. Look at the wins that we've accomplished. Look at the successes that we've had so that we can propel forward, that we can move forward from a place of positivity, from a place of growth, from a place of abundance, as opposed to a place from scarcity and lack. And this is very, very difficult for us to do. It's funny, I was just speaking with a friend of mine last night, and he was telling me that he's heading out there on a new business venture. He's working on this new business venture, and he set for himself this very, very, very large goal, which is amazing. It's very important to dream big, okay, to have these big goals. But I said to him, you have to remember to think small. You have to remember to put for yourself these small milestones as you get to this big, tremendous dream. Okay, the dream is important because if you can't envision it, if you don't have it, the likelihood of you actually getting there decreases. So it's important to have that. But what's also important is to create for ourselves small milestones. Why? Because once we hit that small milestone, we have this sense of accomplishment. Wow, I achieved that. It's great. And that actually makes you excited to reach that next milestone. But if the difference between where you are and where you want to be is so large, you're most likely going to get crushed by your own ambition. Well, the same thing is regarding to forgiveness. Maybe there are things that you want to really improve within yourself. Maybe it's to do with your character. Maybe it's to do with relationships that you have. Maybe it's to do in a professional field, whatever it may be, okay? When we want to be able to become the best version of ourselves, we have to be able to forgive ourselves, to not see the mistakes that we've made as something that defines us. They were a mistake, but you could either learn from it and grow from it, or you can allow it to crush you and prevent you from ever growing anywhere. So, the act this week, the challenge this week is to be able to be a little bit more forgiving with ourselves. When you see yourself becoming very self-critical, stop for a moment, okay? Stop for a moment and try and think of the positive things that you've done, the ways in which you've grown. It's like patting yourself on the back, and I'm not saying you have to go and shout it from the rooftops. This is something for you. This is self-introspection. But be a little bit more forgiving, and I think what you'll see is that you'll grow so much faster and in a much more steady pace, because that's really how lasting change happens. It happens slow and steady and over time. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for the Weekly Kindness Kickoff. I hope that you join me next week. Please share your comments, your thoughts, your feedback on the videos. And in the very 1st of June, I'm going to be reinstating our monthly prize, where I'll be doing a raffle, and one person will win 2 copies of the Kindness Boomerang book, one for themselves and one to gift forward to another person. Looking forward to seeing you next week, and please take a moment, subscribe to our channel, share the videos with others, and feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you might have. Thanks guys so much, and remember, it's kindness that keeps the world afloat. Love you all. Mwah.